And we're on the start for the Goblets and Nickalls Challenge Cup, where we've got the crew from the Globe Rowing Club, which is Coughlan and Davidson against Hogan and Elworthy on the Berkshire station, having a few steering issues.
Hogan and Elworthy from Doncaster. So quite a sort of a mix of clubs racing in the Goblets. Not what we're used to, but yeah.
Well, this is the first Coxless Pairs race I've seen of the regatta so far, and you can see the importance of the steering being required as we see them kind of weaving backwards and forwards here along the island.
Super tricky. This is the hardest one to do off the blocks, isn't it? And the Doncaster crew there with the yellow blades on the right-hand side of the screen, just, you know, it is difficult. It's not easy. You're trying to row well, you're trying to put everything down, and you're trying to steer straight off a course that, you know, it's tricky.
And they're trying to respond to the umpire as well, who had his flag out. I think he asked both crews to move apart. Doncaster crew here moved well with those yellow blades, got themselves back on the station, and have opened up a lead which we're following here, so it's probably only just a little bit of clear water, but they're actually on the charge now. They're moving, they're making that gap bigger.
So yeah, the Globe Rowing Club crew on the left-hand side of the shot in the white boat, you know, those guys are, you know, Londoners, train on the Docklands, that sort of stuff. And this Doncaster crew just looking a little bit more zippy on the right-hand side in their yellow boat and yellow blades.
Yeah, and they are moving well past that quarter-mile marker as that board goes up, and they will look out of the corner of their eyes, and they would know they were up at the quarter mile. They'll now know they're up at the three-quarter mile because we've moved further along the course. And that crew on the left of our shot from Doncaster Rowing Club, Hogan and Elworthy, are moving very nicely.
I think they've just calmed it down a little bit now. I think obviously that pressure of being side by side and just getting a bit clearer, I think, you know, the steering's calmed down and they're just trying to settle into that rhythm a bit better now. And look, I think that's paying off for them very well, isn't it? The Doncaster crew has got a decent, comfortable lead now over the Globe Rowing Club crew.
Yeah, that's a really comfortable lead, isn't it? We'll be really pleased with that as they're coming towards the Remnant Club. And at the moment, we can't even see the crew from Globe in the shot. There they are, they've appeared. But that's as good a lead as you tend to see in a Henley race.
Yeah, that's quite a margin, isn't it? I guess I sort of get the sense maybe the Globe Rowing Club crew has sort of knocked it a bit on the head a little bit as well.
Well, it's pretty tough when you get jumped like that, and the crew from Doncaster have come a pretty decently long way to get here, and they certainly got away from the start really well, really frantic. Doesn't look frantic now, it looks pretty calm. You're just looking at something in the water there that's coming towards the Globe crew. Going to need a little bit of tidy blade work to get over. It doesn't look like anything too serious.
It's a bit of a sort of Jekyll and Hyde characters going on here, because you've actually got a sort of red blade on one side and a yellow on the other, haven't you? So I'm not used to recognising the sort of Doncaster spoons, and they're sort of just catching me out there.
Yeah, apologies to Doncaster that I wasn't straight onto recognising you, but it will be recognising you tomorrow, I think, if this keeps going, moving into the Friday of Henley tomorrow, and really moving pretty well.
They've really sort of strode into this now, actually, and the rowing has really sort of picked up, I guess, that sort of buzz of hearing the grandstands and having a good lead. It really does sort of bring out your catwalk rowing, doesn't it? You know, your sort of showboating.
Well, I think you're right. I hope they'll be enjoying this. We look Jack Davidson in the stroke seat, Matthew Coughlan in the bow seat. You see it's Jack Davidson in the stroke seat, has that rudder attached to his foot. He was using it in the first part of the race. Now he can relax fairly much. So they've got pretty much onto the middle of the course, but they're far enough in front. I don't think the umpire will be bothered this time.
Great to see these crews racing in the Goblets, actually. They probably wouldn't have thought they might have been able to be racing, because you normally have sort of a lot of international crews. So to get these club crews racing in there is excellent. You know, what an exciting trip to Henley to race the Goblets. Yeah,
it is. And as we look there at Hugo Elworthy and Harry Hogan from Doncaster Rowing Club. I'm afraid I did mix up their names with the crew from the Globe Rowing Club, but they're looking solid as they're coming down in front of that progress board. We will be more familiar with them tomorrow when we see them on the Henley course, because they have a very large lead over the crew from Globe. As you say, the crew from Globe look like they've fairly much brought the rate down and are now paddling towards the line themselves, as we see that crew from Doncaster crossing the line in front. Little handshake.
Nicely done, well done, buddy. It's always good that sort of feeling in the pair, isn't it? Because you're only controlling one side of the boat. You've got a lot of trust in your pairs partner, and you could sort of see that coming through there. You know, that sort of good bit of teamwork there in the Doncaster crew, and a bit of respect.
Yeah, well, they'll feel pleased with that. They raced on the Sunday of the Metropolitan Regatta, where they finished 4th in open pairs. They've won here on the Thursday of Henley. Their opposition here from Globe know that the race is done, and they're still now just paddling along the course. Don't know if they've had any kind of issue or what might be the case there.
Yeah, it's always difficult to tell, isn't it? You can only see so much from the screen. You know, the feedback the rowers will be getting off maybe the rudder or the equipment or the water can always tell a different story, can't it? And I guess
well, here we see them just paddling it out, coming towards that floating grandstand at the finish line. The umpire's launch comes into view. The crew come down here now, just paddling it out towards the finish line. Very slow, very controlled, but we've got more action yet to come. Greg Searle will be stepping away and handing over to Sarah Cook. But we see that crew from the Globe crossing the line, and confirmation of that win in the Silver Goblets and Nickalls Challenge Cup for the crew from Doncaster Rowing Club. As we see the flag saying that was an all-clear race, and that's the winners heading for the landing stage.